So, Phantasy Star Online 2 has finally released here in North America. April 15th, 2020 was when the game released. It got shadow dropped at the end of its open beta period, which absolutely blows my mind because I told everyone that when Phantasy Star Online 2 comes out in spring 2020, it is probably going to release in April. Here we are now. It released in April, and, you know, we're pretty lucky to have it now. A lot of people have been waiting 8 years for this game. Me, I've been waiting about 4. I played through the closed beta, and I've played through about 2 weeks of the open beta, which that was the longest open beta I have ever seen. Ever. Which, that also blows my mind. Now, to see the community of people that have come out to support this game has been just amazing. Because the game has a cult following, and the original PSO has a bit of a cult following. Also, I wouldn't say a bit, I would say a huge following, because it was like Phantasy Star fans were coming out of the woodworks when it was announced at E3 last year. So, to see it, and see everybody coming out to play it, you know, everybody going and downloading it, seeing all the people in the lobbies. I mean, the lobbies are so full. Like, the first 4 or 5 lobbies are usually really full. And it's great. Phantasy Star is still alive. Like, people still care for the game. They still care for the series. And that's something that, unfortunately, I felt like had been lost. I thought a lot of people had forgotten about Phantasy Star. Because, you know, we had a lot of the other Phantasy Star games that came out on the DS, on the PlayStation Portable, Phantasy Star Online 3 that came out on the GameCube. I mean, or Episode 3 that came out on the GameCube. And they just never really, I guess, had the same punch. But then 2012 rolls around, and then the Japanese get Phantasy Star Online 2. And then we here in the US and in Canada, just all over the world, that's not in Japan, are sitting there like, when are we going to get Phantasy Star Online 2? And then we sit there for about a year. 2013 is what looked like our best hope, and then they canned it. They just completely canned it. And we hadn't seen it since. And so we had been waiting and waiting and waiting. And then last year, the announcement came, and it's incredible to see now. And I am so happy that this game has finally released. Because now I get to have my friends that have never experienced Phantasy Star or Phantasy Star Online before, they get to experience Phantasy Star Online. Even though it's Phantasy Star Online 2, they still get to experience a game like Phantasy Star Online. And it makes me so happy to be able to share that experience with people. I see so many Twitch streamers, Mixer streamers. I haven't really seen many YouTube streamers because I really don't go looking. Streaming Phantasy Star Online 2, and I see that they have a lot of viewers. And it's like, yes, people actually care about the game. It's amazing. So it's something that I didn't actually expect. But once I saw a lot of the reactions coming out, a lot of people talking about it on Twitter and everything like that, it's like, okay, people really have not forgotten about this game. Because I say, other than Final Fantasy VII Remake, it is one of the biggest games from this year so far. Cyberpunk, I believe that was delayed, so that ain't coming out for a while. Borderlands 3, I believe, came out late last year. If you guys want to roast me in the comments for forgetting, go right on ahead. But to see PSO2 coming out and being... I mean, it's just like the PC version. Just like the PC version. It's got some frame rate issues on the Xbox One S, and I believe on the original Xbox One. I don't have an original Xbox One, so I don't know. I've seen gameplay from the One X, which is pure 60 frames per second all throughout. And I mean, it's just like playing PSO2 on the PC with a controller. I mean, there's really nothing changed. Nothing was really changed from it, and you can plug in a keyboard and mouse and play it that way. It's great. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Phantasy Star Online 2 finally releasing here in the US and Canada? Were you guys waiting those 8 years? Or were you kind of like me and you kind of were waiting about 4 years? Or heck, you just found out about it last year. Did you guys ever play the original Phantasy Star Online? If so, let me know. I would absolutely love to see your guys' comments on this, because this is, to me, a huge, huge event, and I'm just happy that we're all able to share it together. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys pretty soon, especially on PSO2.